Morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing great because it's been a week, but I'm back. I have content to record. Yippee. I wasn't even gone anywhere. It's just, not much is happening right now. The biggest thing happening online right now is politics, and I would rather get beat with a pillowcase full of Legos than talk about that. Although, I guess now that I mentioned it, if you're a US citizen, don't forget to vote. Anyway, Black Ops 6. It's a lot of fun. I've been having a great time. I already have Zombies Diamond, or Opal, whatever, on my ARs, and I'm working on it on the SMGs right now. And Nuketown, unsurprisingly, has been a blast. So the entire time I've been gone, I've just been hanging out and playing BO6, actually playing games, enjoying them, not using them to fuel an online console war. But the same cannot be said for the PlayStation fanboys we're going to take a look at today, because these guys are in denial about how popular BO6 is and how successful it is. And so I'm going to take a couple hours off from my COD addiction today to bring you all some salt. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this. Now, the first two tweets we're gonna look at are very similar, so I'm just gonna put them up side by side. One comes from J-Dub and one comes from the Red Dragon. Of course it comes from those two. The Red Dragon says they aren't talking about sales numbers anymore, and he's quote tweeting the tweet in which Call of Duty says that this is their #1 game for total players, hours played, and total matches. And then J-Dub says, notice how ABK reported the COD earnings before the acquisition, but afterwards they using total number of hours and matches played instead. Spooky. Well, yes, it is spooky if you're a complete idiot. Because look, I understand. Microsoft seems pretty much allergic to sharing exact sales numbers, but we do know that this game has been massively successful. And even if it lost sales because of Game Pass, this game set a brand new record for most people sub to Game Pass in one day. That is still money being earned by Microsoft. Not only that, but if you look right here, unit sales on PlayStation and Steam were also up 60% year over year. And if you don't know what year over year means, I don't blame you, I had to look it up as well. It just means since last year. Basically, sales are 60% higher than Modern Warfare 3. So they may not have made a Twitter post specifically saying, hey, this is how many sales we got, this is how much they're up, but they have reported it. Also, they were using this same metric last year with Modern Warfare 3. Also, if this game is #1 in hours played in total players, wouldn't that tell you that either a crap load of people subbed to Game Pass or a crap load of people bought the game? Either way, it's a W. There is no way you can twist this into being negative. You may think you can, but you can't. Alright, scrolling ahead in my timeline, who do we got next? Oh, dear God almighty, it's Red Dragon again, and wait for it, this is even dumber than the last one. Alright, here it is. Keep hearing everyone praise the campaign. Was surprised to see only 4% completed the first level. This reminds me of his tweet about only like 80% of Starfield players or 70% or something completing the first mission, except this one is 1,000 times worse. That percentage includes the people who bought Modern Warfare 2 or 3 or who just downloaded Warzone, because for some ungodly reason, COD loves to have this COD HQ launcher thing. That's why so many achievements have such low completion percentages, because if somebody just downloaded Warzone or just bought Modern Warfare 2 or something, of course they're not going to get any of the Black Ops achievements. This is not 4% of people who bought Black Ops, this is 4% of people who at any point downloaded Warzone or bought Modern Warfare 2 or 3. I don't know what Xbox did to the Red Dragon, but this dude has, how do I say this in like a non-graphic way? It legitimately feels like this dude has a hard-on for hating Xbox. Maybe Phil Spencer beat him up when he was a kid, maybe he stole his girlfriend, I have no idea. But the day this dude reports something positive about Xbox without trying to twist it in a negative way is the day hell freezes over. Alright, waiter, bring me my next batch of salt, please. Oh God, not Unleashed, Jesus Christ. I swear to God, I could do like PlayStation fanboy bingo at this point and probably fill out the entire card. Who would be on there? Unleashed, J-Tech, J-Dub, Red Dragon, trying to think who else, Persona, Dreamcast guy, depending on the time of day, maybe Crap Gamer, MBG, the amazing Lucas. I actually am starting to think we can make a full 5x5 bingo card of these guys. Whatever, I'm getting off topic. Back to Black Black Ops 6 salt. Black Ops sales going down after launching on Game Pass? Laughable. Xbox continue to buy no games. Now, the funny thing about this statement is, let's go ahead and take a look at the tweet that he has a screenshot of, because besides the metrics I showed earlier, where sales were up 60% on PlayStation and Steam, he is vastly misrepresenting the tweet that he has screenshotted. Okay, UK physical sales are in for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Launch sales are 10% lower compared with Modern Warfare 3. This is almost entirely due to a drop in sales on Xbox, which was inevitable with Game Pass. PS5 sales remain steady year on year, digital data to come. Notice how this says, in the United Kingdom, physical sales were 10% lower, which was likely because of Game Pass. This means you are taking 10% of what is already only like 10% of the market, because most of the market's digital, in the UK, where Xbox is not super popular. And then this guy is saying it's likely because of Game Pass, meaning those 10% of people likely went to Game Pass instead. So they are losing a very small amount of physical sales in a country where they are not popular already, and they are likely gaining Game Pass subs instead from that. If this dude reached any harder, I think he would dislocate his arm. Then again, his Twitter bio literally says PlayStation Master Race, so yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. Nothing good, that's for sure. Unleashed is always bad. I guess, well, good for content, but bad in terms of he's an idiot, but whatever. Speaking of which, here he is again. My goodness, Black Ops 6 already lost 100k players from its peak yesterday. Combine it with that pathetic 58% rating, COD on a downward trajectory under Microsoft. Again, let's ignore how wildly successful this game was in terms of sales on PC and PlayStation and in terms of Game Pass growth on Xbox. And also, I'm gonna pull up Steam charts right now and catch this dude in 4K. This game dropped to 200k concurrent, as if that's even a bad number, by the way, on Halloween. You know, a holiday that pretty much everybody celebrates, at least, you know, in the US where the game is most popular, which is also why you see those massive dips into the 100k. Because again, this game is most popular in the US. And guess what? When it dips, people are in bed or at work. Not to mention, this aged horribly because the Call of Duty launcher as a whole didn't hit a new all-time peak. That was still back during Warzone 2, I believe, with 488,000. But just yesterday, Black Ops 6 hit a new record peak of 313,000 players. It's almost like taking an out-of-context screenshot and framing it in the worst way possible will backfire on you. It is hilarious that he says COD is on a downward trajectory under Microsoft. God, trajectory is kind of a mouthful. Anyway, it's hilarious that he says it's going down under Microsoft when this is the first game to have, I should say this specifically, significant dev time under Microsoft, because Modern Warfare 3, obviously that came out under Microsoft, where that was like 2 weeks after they bought the company. So that's hardly fair to say that it was under them. And guess what? This is the most successful COD in a long time, potentially ever. You can say, oh, it has a 58%. The game is still selling incredibly well, and it's still incredibly good. So, in the words of DJ Khaled,
congratulations, you played yourself.
All right, next up, J-Tech. God, I remember like over a year ago, I used to think J-Tech and J-Dub were the same person. And I know by saying that they're not, I just blew at least one person's mind. Yeah, they're different people. Memories to a year ago. Anyway, PlayStation is saving Call of Duty Black Ops 6?
No.
I will not deny, PlayStation makes up a large chunk of COD's player base. And notice how he's trying to do the same thing that Unleashed did with that UK physical sales thing. The screenshot specifically says these are only physical sales in the UK. But J-Tech read that first sentence where it said PS5 was 80% of sales and Series X and S was 12%. And he was like, oh my god, Xbox aren't buying games, PlayStation is carrying COD. When again, this is specifically the UK, and this is specifically physical game sales. And also, I've been saving this data for a little bit because I wanted to use it at this specific tweet. But look at this. A staggering 52% of US Xbox Series X and S players launched Call of Duty Black Ops 6 the Monday after release. Whether this is in Game Pass or its sales, it doesn't matter. Half of Series X and S players in the US launched the game. That is millions of people people. And notice how it specifies Black Ops 6. They didn't launch just the launcher, the COD HQ thing in general. They specifically were playing BO6. And again, Black Ops 6 caused Game Pass to gain the most amount of subs ever in a single day. So yes, is PlayStation contributing a lot to the BO6 sales? Of course. But to say it's saving the game is ridiculous, especially in the way that Jay framed it. Alright, one more tweet to take a look at. And this one just, I mean, none of the other ones made any sense, but this one just flat out makes no sense, if you know what I mean. How can I explain it? It's like the other ones didn't make sense for specific reasons, but this one doesn't make sense in general. I think that's like the best way I can describe it. Like I said, COD is finished, and then has a screenshot showing 58% positive and 232,000 in game. I wasn't aware that having 200,000 concurrent players in game on a single platform means you're finished, but what do I know? Again, ignore all the sales, all the Game Pass subs, all the metrics COD Twitter's throwing up. The game has mixed reviews and 200,000 concurrent players on one platform. Franchise is over, baby. Pack it up, it's Jover. Call of Duty is funking dead, and Xbox killed it. I cannot believe this. But yeah, in all seriousness, that's all I've got for now. I know, a bit of a shorter video after a longer break. I'm sorry. There's just not a whole lot to talk about unless I can scrape together some more tweets to talk about. Or maybe there's a salty BO6 video out there somewhere. I will do my due diligence to get you all the salt you deserve. Also, despite the lack of salt, we had a great stream on Friday. Thank you all so much to everybody who showed up. We had like over 100 people in there for most of the time. It was awesome. Every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Please come check them out. They're a ton of fun. And if you super chat $10, my roommate will hit me over the head with a pillow for you. It's a great time. But yeah, anyway, with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more. Again, join us every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern for Salt streams, and I will catch you all next time.